Right now, a ruling from the state Supreme Court tonight on the governor's safer at home order, how that decision could change things.
And as colleges figure out their next steps for on-campus learning, why Madison College is getting ready for an increase in student numbers.
This is News 3 Now at 6.
And thanks for joining us. We continue to follow breaking news. We first brought you at 5. The state Supreme Court has ruled Governor Evers' administration overstepped its authority with the Safer at Home extension.
Amy Reed is live from the state capitol with what this means for you. Amy?
This was a 4-3 decision. Notably, the newest justice, the conservative Justice Brian Hagedorn, siding with Democrats in the dissenting opinion, saying that this wasn't the right call. Now, the Chief Justice wrote that this means the current order is unlawful and unenforceable, and because of that, she is leaving it up to the legislature and DHS to come up with something. Now, initially, the legislature asked for a 6-day window, then in court asked for a 12-day window so they could come up with a new rule to replace the Safer at Home extension. We haven't heard yet if they've come up with something there, but the Chief Justice, in her concurring opinion, in the opinion, the majority opinion for the court, she said that because this is unenforceable, and it's been 2 weeks since oral arguments in the case, she believes that the legislature and DHS have had enough time, but like we said, not sure if they've come up with something yet. And the Lieutenant Governor reacting on Twitter today, Mandela Barnes tweeting, he's disappointed but not surprised they put lives at risk by forcing an election. Of course, they were going to double down. It's like no lives matter. This is bad. The end of the tweet there. So we're still waiting to hear. We've heard from Democrats. They're disappointed in this decision tonight. Still waiting to hear from Republicans, the ones that filed this lawsuit, on how they'll proceed from here.
And we will be following this story tonight as it develops. Amy Reed reporting from the Capitol tonight. Amy, thank you. The percentage of new COVID-19 tests that came back positive has risen a bit. After a 2-day downfall, the number of positive tests rose to 6.3% today. Even though there was an increase, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services said the state is still seeing a 14-day downward trend. To date, there have been more than 11,000 confirmed coronavirus cases in Wisconsin. 52% have recovered. 421 people have died from complications due to COVID-19.
The Department of Health Services is releasing a list of nursing homes with active COVID-19 investigations. As of this afternoon, there are 38 across the state with at least one staff member or resident who tested positive. 5 of those nursing homes are in Rock County. Autumn Lake Healthcare and Green Knolls, both in Beloit. Evansville Manor, Oak Park, and St. Elizabeth Nursing Home, those are in Janesville. The Villa at Middleton Village is the only one in Dane County. There's also Orchard Manor, which we've talked about in Lancaster, and SSM Health St. Clair Meadows Care Center, that's in Baraboo.
With the certain uncertainties linked to the pandemic extending to the new school year, the California State University system is announcing its 23 campuses will teach exclusively online in the fall. Madeline O'Neill is live at Madison College with how the school is preparing for potential changes as well. Maddie?
Well, although Madison College can't go completely remote with a lot of coursework that needs to be hands-on, the provost tells me that they're planning to move as much teaching online and remote as possible, with any face-to-face instruction being pushed as far back into the year as they can. Now, they're also preparing for a possible uptick in enrollment with everything going on. Upon graduating, we've all heard the words, "the future is bright." But for many high school seniors, the future is clouded by uncertainty.
I think the key is trying to find some certainty in a very uncertain world.
Uncertain, too, for colleges.
We're preparing for severe declines, and we're also preparing for an enrollment jump.
Madison College's provost, Dr. Tarina Bakken, says there are factors brewing that could make a perfect storm for that jump in enrollment, including what decisions high school seniors and current university students make.
Knowing that some students are going to change their plans, how can we create a really meaningful educational opportunity, whether it's a semester or a year or better yet, they stay with us for 2 years and then move on with an associate degree in hand.
Bakken says with so much up in the air, a lower tuition at the technical and community college compared to four-year schools is attractive, especially considering what we think of as the college experience will likely look different in the fall.
Do I want to send my child to Montana, far away from home, and then have them do an all-online experience from a dorm room? You know, people are rethinking what the next year might bring them.
That year will likely bring more remote or online learning no matter where a student goes, something Madison College has been doing for 20 years.
When we say online or remote instruction, we're talking about simulation, virtual reality.
Bakken says if there's a silver lining, it's that no matter what, there are still lessons to be learned.
I mean, this is a monumental time in our existence. I think there's a lot to be learned despite all the disruption and difficulty.
Madison College is also paying attention to what industries might bounce back the quickest, including law enforcement, emergency medicine, and digital careers, putting focus there. Now, speaking with UW-Madison officials, they say they're still in the process of planning exactly what the fall semester will look like, but we're expecting some sort of announcement in July.
Maddie, thank you.
Even with all the concerns college students and grads are juggling right now, student debt is not going away. A task force the governor created to address student debt met online for the first time today. The group is made up of dozens of Wisconsin residents that have different stakes in this discussion, from borrowers to college staff to parents, lawmakers. One person from the Student Borrower Protection Center said even with the freezes the federal government has put on student loans right now, student debt has been and will continue to be an issue, if not get worse. But that's just one piece of what the group will talk about and eventually try to solve.
Our goal is really to come up with a set of workable, practical, and implementable solutions that we can put forward. And I have great confidence and trust that this is the right group to do that.
Task force was created as part of one of the governor's promises during his State of the State address. Currently, the group has plans to meet about twice a month through the summer.
A group of nearly 250 salon owners and stylists are asking the governor to allow them to reopen. They wrote him a letter outlining all the precautions they would take if they reopened. The owner of Locust Salons in Sun Prairie was one of them, and she said they are willing to limit capacity to make sure they are being safe. They also said the way things are spaced out, they are able to keep people 6 feet apart.
This industry is a tough industry anyway to start from, and only 20% or less salons are actually profitable. So when you think about that, 80% of salons already didn't have a cushion to dip into when this pandemic started. They're struggling.
Another point she made is with the training they have with the state. They are very prepared to handle the coronavirus. They're already trained on the spread of other diseases, so they can limit the spread in the salons.
Well, with rain moving in, let's check your first warn forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Had a nice day today after a chilly start this morning. Temperatures were in the mid-60s, but now those clouds are starting to thicken up, and rain is not too far behind. You see a cluster of showers and thunderstorms moving through eastern Iowa, heading towards southwestern Wisconsin, just about ready to cross over the Mississippi River. Temperatures are still in the lower to middle 60s for much of southwestern and south central Wisconsin. A little cooler near Lake Michigan, but not dramatically so. Temperatures there mid to upper 50s. Over the next 12 hours, temperatures will drop into the middle 50s and then hold nearly steady overnight as those showers and thunderstorms continue to move through and continue into the day tomorrow with a high temperature of 72 degrees. But sunshine returns on Friday and warmer weather is on the way for the middle of next week. I'll have more details in the forecast in a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. The share of voters casting absentee ballots in northern Wisconsin's special congressional election yesterday was well below last month's statewide election. About half of the ballots in the 7th congressional district election were absentee. Compare that to more than 70% in the statewide spring primary. Both elections went forward with in-person voting despite the pandemic. State Senator Tom Tiffany beat Democrat Tricia Zunker 57 to 43%. A 23-year-old woman is suspected of driving drunk, injuring 5 people in a crash with a Madison Metro bus. This happened near Westtown Mall just before 11 last night. Police say traffic cameras caught Alicia Gonzalez blowing a red light for slamming into that bus, sending it off the road and into a retaining wall. Officials say they found 2 open bottles of alcohol in her SUV.
New at 6, a Milwaukee police officer is charged with first-degree reckless homicide for killing a man during a fight while he was off duty. 32-year-old Michael Medioli was charged today, more than 2 weeks after 25-year-old Joel Acevedo died of his injuries. On April 19th, police were called to Medioli's home and found him strangling Acevedo. The victim died 6 days later at the hospital. Medioli told investigators he woke up to find Acevedo going through his pants pockets and denied suffocating him. His attorney will argue self-defense.
Next at 6, how a local girl's virtual lemonade stand's money raised for charity just keeps on going. And there aren't many more like it anymore anywhere, but here's how you can help them. Monroe Street Record Store stay alive during the pandemic. That story just ahead.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
You call me devious, but you don't understand that all I am is a little mysterious.
So what do you think?
I love it.
Coming together makes us stronger, and Ford is built to lend a hand. Contact your Ford dealer, an essential part of your community, to find out more about home delivery and other vehicle service options. After all, you have a lot to take care of. Let us help take care of you. Find out more at Ford.com. Right now, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 84 months, plus 3 months deferred payments on select 2019 Ford vehicles.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection remains open to serve our customers and communities during these times of uncertainty. During Safer at Home, we've got you covered for all your plumbing service needs. Call us for help. We are here for you.
No one goes all in on made-from-scratch freshness like Papa Murphy's. Because when you go all in, people notice. This game day, go all in with the new Triple Pep for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
We're back.
We got our to-go food.
Oh, good. What a treat after a long week and no cleanup. When you can't dine in, then get it to go and support our restaurants during Madison Magazine's Restaurant Week to Go. 2 weeks of fabulous to-go menus you'll love. Visit MadisonMagazine.com for details and menus. Restaurant Week to Go, presented by Kesnick's. Food service design, equipment, and supplies. I guess there is still cleanup to do.
We are continuing to follow reaction tonight to the state Supreme Court ruling that the Evers administration overstepped its authority with its Safer at Home extension. Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce releasing a statement, the Tavern League as well, and we'll have more on that coming your way tonight on News 3 Now at 10. The very latest. We also understand Dane County has issued a press conference for 7 o'clock tonight, issuing a health order that will apply to Dane County. We'll have more on that tonight at 10. Also want to tell you about a Monroe Street record store trying to survive the pandemic. Strictly Discs is selling t-shirts and hoodies to highlight their message of safety and hope during these unprecedented times. Custom clothing company Bonfire out of Richmond, Virginia designed the gear. It's donating proceeds to Strictly Discs to help offset losses from Record Store Day, which had to be canceled back in April.
We just kind of gave them carte blanche to come up with a design that they thought fit our branding and our message. And so it was kind of fun to see what someone else would come up with for our store when we're so focused on our own branding that has stayed kind of consistent. So this design is really bright and fun and hopeful, which I think is how we're all trying to be.
Owners say they are humbled by this community that believes that music is essential. The gear is available for purchase at strictlydiscs.com.
So who's ready for a Do Something Good story? Because we have one right now. It's a follow-up to a story that we have been telling you about lately. A virtual lemonade stand fundraiser is blowing its goal right out of the water. 7-year-old Morgan Marsh McGlone is organizing it for Little John's restaurant. The money is helping owner and chef Dave Heidi feed kids in the early education program Head Start. Morgan's original goal was $90. Well, after a $10,000 matching donation from Oregon Community Bank and another $10,000 matching donation from the nonprofit Collaboration Project, her fundraiser has the potential to reach $40,000. Morgan, way to go. All right, the Beer Garden at Old Brick Park is opening tomorrow for carry-out orders. Now, according to a Facebook post, the Beer Garden cannot allow customers to actually drink beer in the park due to the governor's safer-at-home order, but they will offer an expanded beer and beer box food menu so customers can enjoy the Beer Garden at home. The Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company also doing something good. They are selling deeply discounted growlers, crowlers, and kegs to support a local nonprofit. Profits will support Briar Patch Youth Services, which helps runaway and homeless young people. Starting tomorrow and running through May, 32-ounce crowlers are $3. 64-ounce growlers are $5, and you can get a half-barrel keg for $39. Still ahead, allergy season is upon us. How to know if it's just your allergies or something worse. And in sports, how a Miami Dolphin is taking to water by training in the cranberry marshes of northern Wisconsin. Plus, Gary says our warm-up may first include some showers tonight. His forecast is just ahead.
Through all the world events since 1936, Culligan Water has continued to provide better, safer water with our filtration systems for homes and businesses. These days, as a designated essential business, Culligan's water professionals are standing by, ready to help.
The way you get through hard times is to hold strong to your values. At Group Health Cooperative, our common values have sustained us for over 4 decades. Now is no different. We are here, in our clinics, but we want you to be safer at home. That's why GHC has more ways for you to get care anywhere, anytime, day or night. Be seen, be safe, be home. We will get through this together, and we will all get better together.
Govan Cars is having a huge markdown sale with many cars under $99.95 or $155 per month. Get a 2017 Dodge Journey for only $89.95 or 2011 Acura TL for only $99.95. Or how about a 2014 Ford C-Max for only $79.95. Just ask for Crystal the Pistol Govan to see our selection of vehicles under $99.95 at Govan Cars East or West.
You gotta go to Govan, GovanCars.com.
Calling all Grassmasters, fescue fanatics, and stewards of St. Augustine. To the springtime sprawlers, backyard scholars, and cultivators of the cul-de-sac. Whether you're a rookie or a pro, run with us. For all the green thumbers, newcomers, and toy picker-uppers, run with us on a John Deere mower. Because this is more than just grass. It's home. Nothing runs like a deer.
Get your John Deere now at the Power Centers of Madison.
Shop the largest selection of quality furniture and mattresses from the comfort of your home on Steinhoffels.com. Right now, Steinhoffels will ship your purchase free to your curb, driveway, or garage. Start shopping right now with a name you can trust. Steinhoffels.com.
Welcome back. We want to go back to that breaking news we brought you at the top of the show as we are getting some new reaction, painting a bit of a picture about how this state Supreme Court ruling is being interpreted. So as we told you, the governor's extension of the Safer at Home order was ruled, quote, unlawful, invalid, and unenforceable. That order repeals the Safer at Home extension immediately. We are hearing from Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce, who proposed their own plan for businesses to reopen. Their CEO is commending the court, calling their decision a, quote, win for the state's economy, countless businesses, and hundreds of thousands of unemployed Wisconsinites. And in just the past few minutes, the Wisconsin Tavern League has advised its members that they can open immediately. After that, those members follow the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation's guidance for restaurants and bars.
And the Dane County Executive Joe Parisi and Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway have scheduled a press conference. I mentioned a few minutes ago it'll be at 7 o'clock. In a statement, Parisi says safer at home guidelines are still in effect here in Dane County because of an order from Public Health Madison Dane County. A lot of reaction coming in. We are still waiting to hear from the governor's office and Republican lawmakers who the court says are responsible for what happens next. And we'll be watching for that reaction and bring it to you when we see it. Well, everyone's looking forward to a warm up, but first some rain. And here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, we're watching some showers and thunderstorms moving out of eastern Iowa, heading toward southwestern Wisconsin. Looks like rain just starting to move into the area around Prairie du Chien and right along the Wisconsin River. And this first cluster of showers and storms will track across much of southern Wisconsin during the evening hours, but more will be following in its wake. Storm Prediction Center has a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms through eastern Iowa, but not into southwestern Wisconsin. The air is a little drier here, so that should weaken the showers and storms, at least the first batch. Tomorrow, there'll be a better chance for severe weather to our south, although it's possible an isolated severe thunderstorm could make it up into far southern Wisconsin. The main threats would be for large hail, again, the highest probabilities down to the south, as well as strong straight-line winds. Even an isolated tornado can't be ruled out, but again, the highest probabilities will be where those storms first develop, most likely in northern Illinois. Should they develop a little farther north, then we'll have to keep an eye out for that for probably late afternoon into early tomorrow evening. Rainfall amounts, though, generally will be less than a half inch north of Madison, around a half inch in town, and then amounts closer to an inch down toward the Illinois state line with some amounts in excess of an inch and heavier thunderstorms. So this is the area that can see the heavier rain, the area that can use the rain most where it's been dry in central and northern Wisconsin, getting a little bit of rain but not a lot. Now, as far as three things you need to know in the forecast, look for showers and thunderstorms tonight and tomorrow off and on through that period. But mild weather will also return with high temperatures in the lower 70s for both tomorrow and Friday. After some showers and storms from Saturday afternoon into Sunday, look for high temperatures to be around 80 by the middle part of next week. Low temperatures this morning in the 20s and 30s through much of the state, but you can see where temperatures are now, generally in the mid 60s through south central Wisconsin, a little cooler where the rain has started to our east, and then also toward Lake Michigan to the east. On weather track, the jet stream is pushing to the north. That's starting that warm-up process we've been talking about over the last couple of days, and it looks like that will persist through much of the next week and a half, so temperatures will be above normal. At the surface, winds are also coming in out of the south too, and that's starting to warm up temperatures. Right now, they're generally in the 50s and 60s through much of the Midwest, starting to see some 70s over southwestern portions of Kansas, but compared to 24 hours ago, look at the big jump in temperatures down there, and that's the warmer air that'll be spreading northeastward over the next couple of days. Future track showers and a few thunderstorms rolling on through tonight and then into the day tomorrow. So look for a high temperature tomorrow of 72 degrees. Again, there'll be some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Best chances will probably be mid to late afternoon. Future track, you can see the showers and storms coming through tonight, through much of the day tomorrow. Then as we get into tomorrow night, the thunderstorm chances end. There could be some areas of fog, and look for high temperatures to be back in the lower 70s on Friday with plenty of sunshine. 7 to 10 rainfall amounts, again, heaviest to the south of Madison, lighter to the north, but the 7 to 10 day forecast calls for very mild weather for the early part of next week and just downright warm temperatures with high temperatures at or above 80 by the middle of next week.
And coming up in sports, Joe Pavelski is staying ready for a restart, while the former Badger says he believes hockey will happen again this season. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Grand Appliance and TV is committed to serving you during these unprecedented times. Our stores are open and we've continued to provide the same product expertise, professional delivery, and superior customer service you've come to expect from us over the years. We've extended our extra 5% off rebate on most appliance purchases and encourage you to shop grandappliance.com, where we've expanded our live chat and phone support to better serve you. Grand Appliance and TV, trusted since 1930.
I'm not used to taking care of things on my own. My wife, my sweetheart, took care of me for 46 years, and I've loved every moment. When the doctor gave her 6 months, all she wanted was to spend it at home with me. Now it's my turn to take care of her. I know a Grace will help me care for the one I've loved my whole life.
A Grace, hospice and palliative care. Just call. A Grace will help.
I brought in Ensure Max Protein to give you the protein you need with less of the sugar you don't. I'll take that.
30 grams of protein and 1 gram of sugar. Ensure Max Protein. Now available in 12 count. Stock up today.
We've got the power. The Power Centers of Madison. Our customer-focused sales team will help you find the right power equipment to fit your needs. Lawn and garden, tractors, zero turns, lawn mowers, trimmers, chainsaws, commercial equipment, and more. We carry the name brands that you know and some that you need to know. As an added incentive, you can always find factory promotions at the Power Centers of Madison.
You're going to be waking up to some much warmer temperatures on Thursday. Hattie will have the details in her first warn forecast.
And we'll tell you whether 2 months of staying at home has made Madison's lakes healthier.
We'll see you from 4:30 to 7. Vince Biegel is entering his second season with the Miami Dolphins, but instead of training down in Florida, the former Badger is back home in Wisconsin, living with his parents. Now, he's still working on his craft, but instead of going one-on-one against professional offensive linemen, he's going a one-on-one against his dad and brother. Now, since they're helping him, has he returned the favor and worked on the family cranberry marsh? I'll let Vince explain.
Let's not get it twisted here. I'm a professional football player now, and I am staying with my mom and dad, yes. And I'm actually living right back on the marsh. But my job is football, and I do work out in the mornings, and I do have actually virtual meetings all afternoons. We got all virtual meetings. But after that, if my dad needs help, I will help my dad on the marsh.
Such a good son. After 13 years in San Jose, Joe Pavelski signed a 3-year, $21 million deal with the Dallas Stars last summer. And his first year with the Stars is currently on hold. Pavelski and the Stars got through 69 regular season games, but the former Badger hasn't played since the NHL paused the season. And since March, he's been back in Wisconsin training for the league's restart. And Pavelski has a good feeling there'll be hockey again.
Do I think we're going to play again? You know, a month ago I would have said there's no way, but there's enough kind of momentum out there and conversations that are happening and people are trying to find ways that it does feel like we might play again. I still think it's somewhat of a long shot, but it's got that feeling in your stomach that, hey, this is going to happen, so you got to be ready.
And because we're all bored and miss sports, ESPN ranked the top 40 coaches under 40 in college basketball, and Wisconsin assistant Joe Kravinoff made the cut. The former Badger forward was 30th in the rankings. Minnesota's Richard Pitino was the only other Big Ten coach on the list, and he is at 6. But how about
Vince Biegel?
Dad?
Hey, he had pretty good, left step for an offensive left tackle.
Train a little bit, he might sign a contract.
I don't know. It's like you going against Canalti in the backyard getting ready for some football.
You know, back in the day when I first started doing weather, I had to do cranberry bog forecast, so he could have helped me out with that. Tonight it's going to get a little wet. We got showers and thunderstorms just starting to creep into southwestern Wisconsin. Temperatures are still in the 60s right now, but they'll cool off when the rain comes in. Could be looking at around a ½ inch to an inch of rain from Madison southward over the next 24 hours. Lighter amounts up to the north.
All right, Gary, thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.